Welcome to Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we're diving deep into the legacy of one of the most iconic Western films of all time, The Magnificent Seven, 1960, and paying tribute to the legendary actors who brought this classic to life and have since tragically passed away. From their larger-than-life performances to the personal stories behind the scenes, we reveal how these cinematic cowboys lived, rose to fame, and ultimately departed from this world. So, saddle up as we journey through time and remember the unforgettable stars of The Magnificent Seven. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more timeless Hollywood memories. 1. Yel Briner. Yel Briner, the iconic bald-headed actor with a commanding presence, led The Magnificent Seven as Chris Adams, the fearless leader of the gunslingers. Briner was born in Vladivostok, Russia, and rose to Hollywood fame with roles in The King and I, The Ten Commandments, and Anastasia. Briner brought a stoic charisma to Chris Adams, anchoring the film with gravitas. Off-screen, he was multilingual, cultured, and known for his eccentric style. Tragically, Briner was diagnosed with lung cancer in 1983, a result of years of heavy smoking. He passed away in 1985 at the age of 65. In his final years, he became an anti-smoking advocate, even recording a public service message that aired posthumously, warning viewers of the dangers of cigarettes. 2. Steve McQueen. Known as the King of Cool, Steve McQueen played the slick, confident Vin Tanner. McQueen was already making a name for himself with TV's Wanted, Dead or Alive before this film catapulted him to stardom. His rebellious spirit, piercing blue eyes, and edgy performances made him a cultural icon. He went on to star in blockbusters like Bullet, The Great Escape, and The Thomas Crown Affair. However, McQueen's life was turbulent, plagued by drug use, broken relationships, and health issues. He was diagnosed with mesothelioma, a rare cancer caused by asbestos exposure. Despite traveling to Mexico for experimental treatment, Steve McQueen died in 1980 at just 50 years old, leaving behind a legacy that still burns brightly. 3. Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson played the quiet and compassionate Bernardo O'Reilly, a gunfighter with a heart. Known for his tough guy persona, Bronson's real-life story was just as compelling. He was born into extreme poverty as the 11th of 15 children to a coal miner father. Bronson's steely gaze and rugged look landed him countless action roles, particularly in Death Wish, The Dirty Dozen, and Once Upon a Time in the West. He became a massive star in Europe and enjoyed a long, successful career. Sadly, in his later years, Bronson suffered from Alzheimer's disease and deteriorating health. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 81, reportedly due to complications from pneumonia. 4. James Coburn. James Coburn brought an icy calm and deadly skill to the role of Britt, the knife-wielding gunman. Coburn had a distinctive gravelly voice and a lanky frame that made him instantly recognizable. He starred in The Great Escape, in Like Flint, and dozens of westerns and action films throughout the 60s and 70s. Despite his on-screen toughness, Coburn suffered from severe rheumatoid arthritis, which sidelined his career for over a decade. Eventually, alternative treatments allowed him to return to acting. In 1998, he won an Academy Award for Affliction. But in 2002, he died suddenly from a heart attack at age 74, ending the career of one of Hollywood's coolest men. 5. Robert Vaughn. Robert Vaughn played Lee, the aristocratic and refined gunman wrestling with fear. With his sharp cheekbones and articulate manner, Vaughn brought a different kind of sophistication to the rugged world of The Magnificent Seven. Off-screen, Vaughn was a highly educated man with a PhD in communications. He also gained fame in the TV series The Man from UNCLE, becoming a global celebrity during the Cold War era. Later in life, Vaughn continued acting in both films and TV, including Hustle and Law and Order. Sadly, he died in 2016 at the age of 83 after a short battle with leukemia. 6. Brad Dexter. Brad Dexter portrayed Harry Locke, the fortune-seeking member of the Seven. Though not as widely known as his co-stars, Dexter held his own with a rugged, ambitious presence. He went on to act in The Asphalt Jungle and The Ten Commandments, but his real legacy came from behind the scenes. He was a close friend of Frank Sinatra and helped save the singer from drowning in 1964, earning lifelong loyalty. Dexter eventually turned to producing and worked on several projects. He passed away from emphysema in 2002 at the age of 84, mostly out of the spotlight but never forgotten by true fans of the film. 7. Horst Bookholtz. Horst Bookholtz played the spirited and impulsive Chico, the youngest and most energetic of the group. A German actor, Bookholtz was sometimes called the German James Dean due to his looks and charm. He had already found success in European cinema before crossing over to Hollywood. His performance in The Magnificent Seven introduced him to American audiences and remains one of his most recognized roles. Bookholtz later returned to European films and TV but never again reached the same international fame. He passed away in 2003 at age 69 after complications from pneumonia. 8. Eli Wallak. Though not one of the seven, Eli Wallach's role as Calvera the bandit leader was unforgettable. He delivered a charismatic yet menacing performance that elevated the film's stakes. Wallach's career spanned decades, with legendary roles in The Good, The Bad and the Ugly and The Misfits. He trained at the Actors Studio and was a versatile performer who could do drama, comedy, and action with equal skill. He remained active well into his 90s and appeared in modern films like The Holiday in Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. Eli Wallak passed away in 2014 at the remarkable age of 98. Behind-the-scenes losses. The cast wasn't the only element of the film touched by time and tragedy. Let's also honor two more significant figures. 9. John Sturges. John Sturges, the visionary director behind The Magnificent Seven, was a master of the action genre. He also directed The Great Escape and Bad Day at Black Rock. Known for assembling powerhouse casts and creating character-driven drama within action frameworks, Sturges influenced generations of filmmakers. He died in 1992 at age 82, but his contribution to cinema remains monumental. 10. Elmer Bernstein. No tribute is complete without Elmer Bernstein, the composer of the unforgettable musical score for The Magnificent Seven. His rousing theme became a symbol of heroism and is still used in commercials, trailers, and tributes to this day. Bernstein scored over 150 films and received an Academy Award for Thoroughly Modern Millie. He passed away in 2004 at age 82, leaving behind a musical legacy that defined Hollywood epics. Legacy of the film. Released in 1960, The Magnificent Seven was a Western remake of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. At first, it received modest acclaim, but over time it became one of the most beloved Westerns ever made. Its influence stretched across decades, inspiring sequels, a TV series, and a 2016 remake starring Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt. But none could match the magic of the original seven. Why their deaths still matter. The passing of each actor from The Magnificent Seven marked the end of a golden era in Hollywood. These were men who embodied grit, loyalty, and complexity, characters who stood up for the weak and fought for justice. Their on-screen camaraderie and off-screen stories continue to fascinate fans around the world. Even in death, their presence lingers in the gunsmoke of Western history. And there you have a heartfelt tribute to all the Magnificent Seven 1960 actors who have tragically passed away. Their performances remain etched in cinematic history, and their legacies will continue to inspire generations to come. If this video brought back memories or taught you something new, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Hollywood Secrets Information for more incredible journeys into the stars of the past. Thanks for watching, and until next time, ride tall, and remember the legends.